Scott, how much of a balancing act in picking this team, wanting to have some consistency but also make changes after that loss?
Yeah, it's a good question. Exactly how we thought about it was the little bit of cohesion. Guys that have played together, obviously had their month off after the French game, and then the combination of the two Argentina teams and back to few players on their experience and combinations, and also for the skills that are required for this test match.
Is it also a balancing act this week in maybe peering things back and not wanting to overload the players?
Yeah, clear the heads, go and play some footy, and obviously it'll be an emotional game and there'll be a lot of physical contact, so stepping forward to that, and a part of that's having a clear mind, so yes, yeah.
Rosa, can you speak through Kyle Preston? How did he sort of take the news when he got announced in the 23?
He's a quiet young man, but he's tough. He was pretty humbled and shook everyone's hand and sort of downloaded it all, and we got him in here for a reason. He probably didn't quite think it was going to come in this game, but look, he does his core roles really, really well, and he'll rise to occasion.
Hindsight's obviously a lovely thing, but would you have liked to have potentially played him in Argentina, looking back just how this injury to Cortez has all played out?
Well, that's why you just called it hindsight, because that's what it is. Like you could have two fit halfbacks that have played together and had a great combo for this match, and effectively it was an insurance policy, and the policy's valid.
Scott, you've gone for Emoni on the right wing ahead of Savea. What went into that decision, and what do you want to see from Emoni in a kind of a rare opportunity for him?
His aerial skills, his edge defence, his backfield coverage. Just those things that we know that are coming. It's coming. So, great opportunity for him, and gives us a good balance in that back three.
And just on Rico, last test match he had 3 metres on 2 carries and 80 minutes. Not a lot of involvement. What do you want to see from him? And is he kind of playing for a spot as a starter?
Rico's got his opportunity. He's at home. He's spent a lot of time on this field, and he's got a lot of skin in the record, and his opportunity on Saturday night to show it.
More involvement? Do you want more involvement?
We want the best out of him.
What was Savea's reaction like to their drop?
Savea's, obviously those are private conversations, but he's disappointed like anyone. But he knows he's a good team man, understand what he can do for this team to prepare for the test match. So, yeah, they're disappointed, change into preparation mode.
Scott, how close was Cortez to being?
He was, he's tough, as you know. We made the call on Monday, so it was pretty clear. It's a nasty little injury here.
We've seen a lot of Ardie Savea in this team over the last decade or so. What's something we don't know about?
We don't know about Ardie. She's not prepared for this question. He's a man of few words. It's really important for him, his leadership serving. And he served this jersey over a long period of time with a lot of heart and a lot of skill. So his humility that you see around the team, off the field and stuff is who he is. And a good family man. There was a playground round out the front here for a couple of hours with his kids running around. So he's a great father as well, and we're looking forward to representing him on Saturday night.
Scott, given that the Springboks haven't been at Eden Park since 2013, how much more does that bring to this contest, the fact that the Springboks are where they are on a 4-game winning streak, coming back here for the first time in 12 years, the defence of that record, does it weigh on this team, or is it something that excites you?
Yeah, Matt, good question, because you sort of look back and you look at the stats, and there's a story behind it. When they asked me last year, I took over the job. These are the tests, where can you play them? And it's been a long time, let's do it. These are the occasions you have to look forward to as a rugby player, as a team and a country. That's why there's just so much interest in it. And probably the big thing is Saturday night that matters. Those records were made on those nights, on those days, so we're looking forward to the occasion.
In the earlier answer, you referred to the skill set required to win this test match. Can you elaborate a little bit on what skill sets you were looking for, particularly in the back row and the back three?
Mindset always over skill set, and the skill set that drives it to trust your skills. Like obviously back three coverage is really critical. The aerial game, it's critical for us to win the air, and got the reps we needed this week, and the boys looking forward to that, and probably the collisions around the back row, the ability to keep winning them and be technically sound. The skill set of those big bodies that are coming towards us. How do we get them to the ground?
Do you expect to be kept as well?
Yeah, yep.
I think the Springbok flankers were even boxing yesterday at training.
They were boxing. Okay. Quagga's just got a little boxy on him, is he? I'm not sure we covered that. Yeah, look, it's coming.
Did you always envisage having Simon Parker play against the Springboks?
We knew it was going to be 6 for us at some stage this year, and with his fitness, the test last week, it's allowed us to put Tupu back to lock. He played extremely well last year against South Africa in that position, and he was excited to put his head between two people, two props.
Scott,
Wayne
on the
specifically?
emotion front, we asked you on Tuesday how you were feeling. How has that changed by doing an emotion meter now a couple of days out?
Look, we have a big training this afternoon, so you build through the week as a team and as a coach. Yeah, it comes a bit more real closer to you get. All the planning comes into actually playing. So, as I mentioned, this afternoon's pretty important, and it sort of gets handed over to the players a lot more now. It's in their hands and what they need, and we're there to support them. And you coach with your eyes. How can I add over the next couple of days? And that's your role.
What do you want from the New Zealand public that are going to be at that ground? Because if we were playing in South Africa, it would be a wall of green. There'd be very little black in that ground, but there's going to be a lot of green in that ground as well. What do you want from the fans?
To be connected to the game. Just live it with us. It's going to be emotional. Give us support. Give us your voice. Because it's a test match, there's going to be swings in it, and you've got to fight your way out of those moments. That's just part of it. We know that everything comes down pretty close margins, but to stay with us the whole way, and then.
Do you want to hear them?
Yeah, let's hear it. Yeah, look, whatever the proclamation, whatever chant you want to get going with, a bit of Dave Dobbin, whatever. Let's climb into it.
Scott, what's Wayne specifically brought to the team this week? Wayne Smith. So Graham Henry popped in, I think, on Tuesday night as well.
Yeah, so Ted came in, and Wayne, there's a few stories of old times, 36 years old Smithy around this team, so he's got a little bit of history to share. Just little bits of tidbits. Have you thought about this? Have you covered this area? I remember when. You need those stories from Granddad, don't you? So, he's just make sure he's swept in behind.
Scott?
This is a chance for Finlay Christie to have a Stephen Donald moment.
What, sorry?
Finlay Christie to have a Stephen Donald moment.
Oh, Stephen Donald. Yeah, his jersey fits. Would love that. Look, Finn's test. He's a test match footballer, and he's played inside Bowden, so yeah, he's good to go red.
Scott, the Springboks talk about 2 debuts, your test debut and your first game against the All Blacks. All of them talk like that. Is that the same in your group, that there's a number of men facing South Africa for the first time? Is it a second debut for them?
Yes and no. We focused a lot on ourselves because we know what's coming for them. Expect unexpected, and also where the ball's going to get returned to you. So yes and no, but we just know the ferocity of the test. That's what we've acknowledged. How the physical contact and games are won off that, and the the ability to do it over and over again. So getting ready for that part of the game.
So how close was Leicester to being considered?
Leicester was always available for selection because he's here. Look, he'll be better for this week. He'll get to understand our calls. You know, he come in late Sunday, but he'll be better for the week with us.
Scott Ardie has many great qualities, and we see them pretty much every time he runs down the field. It's consistency, that getting that level every week, every test. Is that his finest attribute almost?
Yeah, it's a good way of shaping that. He ability to turn up in any manner, any type of game, ball in his hand or without the ball. So what he achieves, how he anticipates the game, he's one of our greats.
Scott, do you think your players are nervous in any way, and is that okay if they are?
Yeah, their body's getting ready. If they're not nervous, they're not sort of getting ready for the occasion. It's how you deal with the nerves and how do you shape it, and that's part of it. You know, everyone's got their own tools and their mental ways of enhancing and using those nerves and turn into a performance they're proud of, and yeah, that's part of it.
Razor, how important is the bench this week? Obviously, just matching, South Africa and that intensity when they come on. What have you asked of your bench players this week?
Yeah, to understand where the game's at, when they're required, when they come on, and the game situation that's in front of them, how they're going to do their job at that moment. We're excited about. It's going to be a good little front row battle, isn't it? Or big front row battle. There's some big boys coming on. It's nice and timely. Terrell's back, and that's exciting part for us. We love to scrum.
And Fabian's moved back to the bench too, a lot. What was behind, I guess, that decision for you?
Just the ability to him. He'll finish strong. He's got enough test matches under his belt. Like I said, we wanted to have Tupu in the scrum. He's a very good scrummager. Tupu's one of our best. When the game opens up, well, I don't know if it'll open up, but when he comes on, Fabian, he can use that size.
There's been a lot of chat this week is up there with matching the 2011 World Cup final. Does it feel like there's that level of interest in this game this week?
Yeah, you're all here, aren't you? Ready to go. I think just the general public, the enormity of it, as I mentioned on Tuesday, 1 versus 2 at the Gardens, pretty special occasion, and one for the ages, so we'll see you there. Thank you.
Ardie, can I kick it off asking you, I go back a little way with the Hurricanes especially, and there's two names, Jerry Collins and obviously Rodney. Just the influence that those two men especially had on you in those positions that they played, and you following on from them, and just what this means to play in the 100th test with those guys in your head as well.
Yeah, I guess they're legends of the game, JC and Rodney, and honour those guys, and I guess being pioneers and paving the pathways for us players to come through, especially us young Pacific players. But the guys that kind of had more influence for me was the guys like Victor Vito, Jack Lamb, and Faifili Lavave. They're the ones that kind of took me under their wing when I first came into the rugby scene, and just looked after me. So yeah, so many boys that kind of inspired me, but also just looked after me and made me who I am today.
You're standing here ready to play your 100th test, and I'm sure that this is, you've thought a lot about this over the last few weeks as it's coming up and everything. I mean, is this the culmination of a dream to think that you'd actually reach that amount of test matches?
Yeah, it is. I had a bit of time on the bus today just to sit back and reflect, the journey. For me, I always try and remind myself that every time I put on the black jersey, it's a blessing. And it just happens to be the 100th time this weekend, and it's another huge blessing for me. So, I'm grateful for this team, the coaches, the players, the past players and coaches, just everyone that's been part of this legacy. That's kind of who I represent, and the reason why I play.
When you first started playing for the All Blacks, did you ever think you'd make 100?
No, not at all. The thing about this team is, some All Blacks greats always say we're just caretakers, and you never know when your time is up in the jersey. So I guess every time you get named and you hear your name each week, you know, you get butterflies, and you don't want to let the jersey down. So never really thought.
Did it sink in today on the bus?
Yeah. Like we're busy in the week, and just try and go about our week and preparation. So, but there are times when I'm sitting in my room, I'm with my wife, and just reflect and just be grateful.
Family here on Saturday?
Pardon?
Parents?
Yeah, my wife and kids are already up, and mum and dad. Yeah, the bus will be up here, and the people that have been there since the start. So they'll be up here, and it'll be awesome just to be alongside them.
Ardie, a phenomenal achievement regardless of who against and where, but how much more special that it's at Eden Park against South Africa.
Yeah, you couldn't ask for anything more as a footy player, I guess. Huge respect to the Springboks, and we hugely respect Eden Park and our home. So to be able to go out there firstly and be named to play against the Springboks in this Test match is a great challenge, and something that it's going to be hard and tough, but something for all of us to walk towards.
And it's very obvious on and off the field, the special bond that you have with Siya Kolisi. Can you talk a little bit about that?
Yeah, first and foremost, we're just human beings. We're men in this room, we're females in this room, and we're husbands and fathers. She's the same as me and Siya, we're just brothers off the field, but again, we represent two different countries that, want to get the result. So, and that's the special friendship. And I think it's like that with a lot of international teams and players. We go out there and try and beat each other up and try and do what's best for our team. And then, we just share a conversation and just like normal human beings, we put that aside and just connect.
Siya will play, won't he?
Pardon?
Siya will play, won't he?
Is he? I'm not too sure. Yeah, not too sure.
Ardie, we saw you this year with Moana reach within, find something special to motivate you to bring the best out of yourself.
Yep.
Is that something that you do as a matter of course with the All Blacks? They're reaching within, playing from the heart, motivating yourself, or is that something you will reach for this week particularly?
No, it's there every week. Whether it's Moana or with the All Blacks, my foundation's built on Christ, on the Lord, and that's kind of been my driver every week. So whether that was at Moana, that was it. And even when I'm here every day, I try and just be consistent in my faith and reading my word and trying to be a better human, because I find being better off the field helps me on the field.
What's the best way you can mark the special occasion? What do you need to do to mark it in the way you want to do?
Just prepare like I always prepare, and just embrace the week. Let it fill my cup instead of being a burden, and go out there and represent the jersey well.
Talking to some of the Springboks during the week, they've used the word respect when describing you. What does that mean to you?
I think for me, respecting someone is someone that's gone before and done things well, and they're about it.
Your 100th, Kyle Preston's first. What messages what have you said to him this week, and what conversations have you guys had?
We shared a moment. Just it's an honour to play on each other's, debut and my 100th, and haven't really said much. You kind of want to let the boys just prepare their own way, but it's a huge honour to share the special day and occasion with KP.
Ardie, even on the 2013 interview tour as an apprentice, what did that teach you about the All Blacks 12 years ago now? What did it teach you about?
I just think, I actually remember going on that tour and Steve just said, just come in and embrace the environment and enjoy the environment and get a feel for it. And that's what it was just to see what that level looked like, and how, some real class players prepare So, I'm really grateful I got an early glimpse of that. And, even better having Bus there too, so it's pretty special.
We've got a student here from Tamaki College who'd like to ask a question.
Do you have a pre-game ritual or superstition you need to get yourself mentally switched on for a breakthrough?
Yeah, Sapus, it's good to see you. Yes, I always love to have my coffee, early morning coffee. I love to go to the cafe, read my Bible, read my word, just to keep my nerves down, but also be reminded of why I'm playing the game.
Liam, do you want to finish off the question?
Yeah, just spoke about impact on you growing up. How much impact did your older brother have chasing him, competing with him? Must have had a profound impact. I know you're obviously still very tight now. Yeah, huge impact. Having an older brother that kind of has done this, played for the All Blacks, he kind of paved the pathway for me, whether it was good with us or bad. I was able to learn and navigate my journey through his life. But yeah, I give all credit to him. Being a young fella, looking after myself and my family, I was able to propel myself forward and look after my own. So, I honour him today, right now, because I wouldn't be here if it wasn't for him.
Sorry, we'll do one more question from Wally.
I love and I love and contribution you got from Jersey. You've spoken about the Samoan and South Pacific players that were your role models. Nowadays you have players like Wallace Titi, Burko Kailagi. That speak highly of yourself and the impact you had for them. Is that part of your service now, being able to impact themselves and also in their careers and what they do?
Yeah, I think that's the calling of being an All Black. And as a leader, I think you play the game, and the more you play, the more you find that impacting others is what fills the heart in the cup. And being a young fellow, having older guys that came up to me and poured time into me, that was really that really helped me and propelled me. So as a leader in the ABs, that's what we all do, is to give back to our young boys and try and help them as much as we can.
In that faith of God that you've spoken about, your Christian beliefs, you talked about the journey from game 1 to game 100 this weekend. How has that helped you overcome the challenges and stuff that you've gone through?
Yeah, I think it's helped me because the Lord has taught me that rugby is just a part of my journey. We had the great Sir Michael Jones talk about how being an All Black or playing rugby doesn't define us, and it's not our identity. It's just a part of who we are. So, I think Jesus has really taught me to understand why I play footy, and it's just a blessing and a small part of my life. So, whether we want to go out there and win, if we don't or we do, I keep the same energy and I always give thanks, and it just keeps me grounded.
Thank you. We'll wrap it up there with Ardie.
I love it. Thank you.
Emoni, how's it feel to be in the 15 this week for such a huge game?
Yeah, honestly, pretty special to be back. I guess being back in the black jersey is always special, proud moment for myself and for my family.
But in terms of the high ball, obviously it's such a big part of South Africa's game. Do you have to prepare any different this week in that respect, or is it business as usual?
Oh, look, as an outside back, just like the stuff you just said, the high ball, and it's part of our game. And obviously with South Africa, it's part of their game, contestable kind of stuff. So yeah, we've got a good plan around it. So yeah, hopefully we'll be able to execute on Saturday.
Obviously being nervous is normal. Is there any extra nerves, ahead of the game on Saturday? Do you think feel a little bit different about this test?
Yeah, look, you probably don't want to think too much about it, but obviously Eden Park's got a great record. The All Blacks haven't lost here for I don't know how long it's been, but yeah, I guess for me it's just doing my own thing. Just don't get too caught up in the build-up, I guess, and hopefully come Saturday ready to go.
What's the hardest thing about playing a high ball?
Look, there's definitely one of the things is the weather. You know, if it's raining, it's quite hard to judge it, and if it's just a bit of wind, and I guess probably the main thing is timing, really.
With those,
Obviously, you've been in and out of the team over the last couple of years. You've always kept faith that you could maintain your place in the All Blacks and play at this level.
Yeah, look, I guess it's challenging, but I guess every day you just want to keep getting better and putting your hands up at trainings, and like I said, obviously excited to get the opportunity this week, and yeah, looking forward to the challenge.
did you think this day might not come? Such a big game.
What was that, sorry?
Did you think this day might not come given the injuries you've had?
Look, I'm just, to be honest, I'm just grateful to be named in the team, and yeah, it's pretty special every time you get named, and yeah, just looking forward to the challenge.
Family must be happy.
Yeah, obviously, called mum and dad yesterday. Yeah, it was pretty cool to tell them that I'm playing, and called out my partner. Yeah, still they were buzzing. Yeah, that's pretty good.